Okay, so like a lot of people have come, 82 people have joined. So I am starting now. So first of all, hello everybody and welcome to my live. Aditi Bakshi 230. Hi. Okay, so hello everybody, welcome to my live. In this live, we are going to talk about MBBS Abroad as we had discussed. And from what is the basic procedure to climate condition, like we are going to discuss everything. So for those of you who are unable to join this live or are unable to remain for the entire duration of this live, I'll be saving and uploading this live on my IGTV as well as my YouTube channel. So stay tuned for those who can. So as I said, we're going to talk about everything. So basically in this live, I'm going to talk with my friend Ishita. Her name is also Ishita Bhagat. She is currently a medical student studying MBBS abroad. We studied in the same coaching institute in class 11th and 12th. And she loves to cook and she loves to paint. Her Instagram ID is @colorstreet_. You should definitely go and check her ID out after this live. So let me connect to her. I have sent her a request. Let's see when she joins. Yes. Hi, Ishita. Yeah, you're audible. How are you, Ishita? काफी time बाद हम बात कर रहे हैं, काफी सालों बाद actually.
I know, right?
This girl right here was a huge fan of her chemistry teacher, Naveen sir. She was like a huge fan. She was like a huge fan. She was like, oh my god, Naveen sir is the best.
He was my favorite. That was my only, my daily inspo to come to Akash was him only. That's
Yes, favorite person of the year. So let's get started. Okay, so tell us about yourself. From where are you doing your MBBS and why did you choose it? Yeah, tell us everything. First, tell us the basics. Tell us about yourself.
okay. So hi everyone. I am Ishita and I'm currently third year medical student in China. So I'm currently studying in Qingdao University. And what else to tell about myself? I chose to go outside because I also took a drop year and I gave NEET, but I didn't score that well. And I did not wanted to take any further drop years. And so that time I was really confused and I gave it a little time to think if I really want to do medicine. And every drop student does that. Like they just kind of ask themselves a question if they want to or like drop another year or they want to do anything else or something like that. So I decided, no, I want to do medicine, but I wasn't ready for another drop. So I just thought that I'd go outside and I started searching about colleges and universities outside and different countries, obviously. We have so many options being in India. We know that we have so many other options. So countries that we can go to. And eventually I chose China to be for my future studies. And here I am. But as you all know that right now, because of the pandemic, mostly all the international students are at home and studying from home itself.
Yeah, काफी fucked up scenario है.
बहुत ज़्यादा सबके लिए. We're eagerly waiting to go back, but then I don't know why it's not happening. And individually, the colleges also do not have a say in this because it's all government and politicians. So
yeah, totally. So why did you choose China?
For me, I actually explored a lot of countries. One was Ukraine because my mama stays there. So that was that was first in my option because obviously I could have stayed with him and he could have guided me a lot. But then when I tried to explore more and I got into some of my friends who were doing MBBS from Ukraine, they suggested me not to do it from there. And even few seniors that I spoke to in Ukraine said that it's not good over here and maybe you should try somewhere else. So then I also looked in for Armenia, Georgia, and Russia. So I did not like any of these options, and that's why I chose China, because a lot of people also told me that it is good in China, and also because I'm really influenced by the Asian culture, and I really like to learn new languages. So I wasn't afraid of learning Mandarin, which most students are, and that's why they do not opt for China as their preferred country. But it wasn't the case for me, so that's why I decided, okay, I'll go to China. So then, first, basically, in this entire process of when you want to study outside, the first thing that you look for is which country do you want to go in.
Yeah.
After you've decided the country that you want to go in, then you decide, okay, which university do I prefer to in that specific country. And choosing all this is really difficult because you might speak to 10 different people from 10 different countries, and not one person can tell you that, okay, मेरी country में सबसे अच्छा है या ऐसा कुछ. So no one can do that because obviously I haven't studied anywhere else, and the next person also haven't studied in my country. So you cannot compare. If you go online or on YouTube, that's the first place that we go to and search, okay, where should we go? But then you will not find a certain answer. Obviously, nobody can. But from past experience and talking to so many people who are studying in different countries, for me, China worked out the best.
I see. So, like, what were your parents' reaction? Like, what happened? How did you convince them, or what was it? Like, how did you discuss this with your parents?
Yeah. So initially, when we thought about doing medicine, like continuing with medicine, and okay, I want to do this field only, then how should I? So in India, obviously I cannot go to private institutions because they're highly expensive, and it wasn't in my budget. Also, I wasn't really like so everyone has their own thing, right? But for me, I wasn't ready to spend that much in a private institution just to study medicine. So I was like, okay, I'll go outside. And so for my parents, actually, they did not know. So this one time, I just got a call from a counselor, and I met him. I even paid him some of my own pocket money to just get myself registered in that college. And my parents were outside that time. So when they came back after 2 3 days, I told them, "Hey, see, I registered for this thing, and it might work." So they didn't really stop me or anything like that. Our only concern was like financially, how will we manage it? And other than that, there was nothing like my parents said no or something like that. They did not. In fact, my father helped me a lot after that in searching different universities, or where can we go and what can we do. Talk to a lot of counselors. My mom was also pretty supportive. And afterwards, she was also proud that I went by myself alone. I did not tell anyone, got myself registered. So it worked out fine for me.
Great. So the next question that has been asked is does 12th board marks matter? And if yes, like how much to score and like what is it?
Okay, so 12 boards doesn't really matter. But when you go to a counselor or you go for admissions anywhere, mostly if you're going abroad to study medicine, you have to go via a counselor in India. And they will prefer if you have good marks, but it's not like that you really have to score well. You can focus on your NEET and not focus on your boards and go with that. So that's not really mandatory. You will get a college, you will end up getting a college. The counselor might say that no, your score is not that well, but don't trust him. And if you like, you can look into other counselors who are giving you opportunity or like that. But yeah, definitely you should at least score 80 plus, like 80 above 80 percentage. That will be like a good. You will have a good profile also to show in any.
Okay. So like for studying abroad, like NEET is required and like how much do we have to score in NEET? Like what is the criteria for NEET?
So, like the universities themselves sometimes ask you that you have to be NEET qualified. So,
Okay.
so I think the qualification marks of NEETs are very less because the time I gave it was very less. I don't know about right now. So you have to qualify. In some top universities, they do prefer students who score well. So like, but their scoring well is very different from India's scoring well. Because
Yeah.
you'll get a preference if you're scoring above 350 or 400 in NEET. Like you'll get the topmost college. So I don't think NEET is also like if you have really less score, then also you have a chance to go outside and study medicine. It should not bother you. Even if you have a score like 200 or like 250, you can still apply and you can get a good college. So you don't have to be afraid that, oh, I scored really less and I might not get a chance. That's not true. You have to be qualified too.
Okay. I guess that's the 50th percentile, I guess. I mean, so far for general category, I think it is something like that. The
Maybe I'm not
qualifying one.
not catching up with NEET nowadays at all.
Okay, so any other exam that we have to give, like any language proficiency test, any other exam that we have to give for admission?
While you're getting admission, there's no language proficiency test. But after you do get admission and after you're in the college, so for China, we in my university specifically, we have to give a language paper which is HSK 4. After that, only we can do our internship, which also makes sense because if I have to do
Hmm.
internship in a country
Yeah,
that does not speak my language, I should learn their language so I can talk to the patients and
talk
everything.
to the patients.
Yeah.
Okay.
For other countries, English speaking countries do not require a language proficiency. I think Ukraine also, it's not compulsory to keep a language paper, but I guess in Russia it is. So there you have to.
Okay.
Armenia doesn't require, Georgia doesn't require any language proficiency. And all these language proficiency tests are also after you get admission, like after your third year or fourth year. You can just give it
Hmm.
before graduation. It's like that. So it's like a
Okay.
plus point. Like for me, I think that
Yeah.
it's a because you have another certificate and you have another skill that to show.
Yeah. एक मिनट होल्ड करा मेरे हेडफोन में कान में गर्मी लग रही है एक मिनट
Yeah.
Okay. So next question is, are any scholarships available for admission?
So for scholarships, in the university that I study, we do have scholarship. It's up to a limit.
For scholarships, each university have their own category and till how much, like how much do they give scholarships out. So as in for my university, we're handed over scholarship year wise.
About my university. So in my university, top 10 students or top 20 students, basically they have they provide government scholarship. So in that particular year, if you get like some years, there's just 10 people get scholarship. Some years, 20 people will get scholarship. So that's decided by the government. But then top students do get scholarship. So you have to score well and they give you like so particularly in my university in my first year I got a scholarship of 50,000 rupees INR, obviously rupees. So
Ah,
and after we started our online school they're not handing out scholarships because of for obvious reasons they're having online exams, so they cannot give
yeah.
scholarships out online exams. And in different university it is different. um, I think like the country which hands out the most scholarship is in fact China because they have a lot of different kind of scholarships. So we will have like one university scholarship, one state scholarship, one country scholarship, and there's one provided just by seniors of the universities, like the senior teachers of the universities. So in different universities, obviously it's very different. In Ukraine, I haven't heard if they do provide scholarships or not, so I cannot say for sure. In Georgia, they do not. They have a fixed fees, and in the top universities that I know of, they do not hand out scholarship, but the fees is also not that high. Coming to Armenia, I really don't know anything about the scholarships there. And also in Russia, I have heard that they do provide scholarships, but that's mostly by the counselor. So you cannot really believe on everything that the counselor says, because mostly they're lying for their own profits.
Yeah.
And they'll say that, okay, the fees is this much, but then we'll give you a lakh of or 2 lakh scholarship. They'll say like that, but that's not actually scholarship. That's the actual fees of your university, and they'll just be lying about it just so that they have a profit if you go via them. So that is something that you have to make sure that you are not getting caught in, which is the scam by the counselors. So make sure that you choose your counselor wisely.
Okay. So the next asked question is how to enroll. What is the like basic procedure? Like how to just like start about it? Like what is it?
So when you're done with NEET, your scores are here, everything you've decided, okay, now you're not going to get admission in India, or you're not willing to go to a private institution in India. So then comes that you decide for going abroad. My way to go about it was to first find out in my contacts how many people are actually doing medicine outside. That way, I could know the in life scenario of that university and the students there. Because obviously, if you go out on YouTube or if you go out to a counselor, they'll be lying about each and every university, and they'll say that, okay, this university is also nice, this is also nice. But what actually tells you the true scenario or the situation in that particular university or college are the students studying over there. So try to find out people who are actually studying in different universities in the same country or different country, whichever you're looking forward to, and then ask them how they went there. Their journey will help you a lot. So for me, I also went through a counselor. Uh, Initially, he just asked, like, I had to fill out a form of my all my details and everything, and then you apply to the university. In my university, there was a interview kind of thing that happened in I think Nagpur. It happened in Nagpur in India, and some teachers like professors from my university came to India to take that interview. I could not attend the interview, so I had a on-call interview with the dean of the university. So that was particularly for my university. Not all universities take interviews. Only if you just have to go to the counselor. He'll take your details. He'll fill out a form. He'll send your all your informations and your mark sheet, 12th mark sheet, 10th mark sheet, NEET score, everything to the university, and then you can move on with your admission process. It's not much big of a deal. And if you're somebody who is actually thinking to apply outside, I would suggest you to actually get your documents sorted out initially only, because that will help you in your process. Like if you're thinking, okay, I have to go outside, get yourself a passport, which is very important, because some people like their admissions is done, but they're waiting for their passport to come in because they take time. So that is something that a lot of students struggle in, then their admissions get delayed. So do not do that. Make sure that you have all your documents with you, your 10th mark sheet, 12th mark sheet, all these are required. Your migration certificate, what else? Your NEET score also sometimes they require. They don't really require like a proof of it, but they do require, okay, how much did you score or anything like that.
Okay. So the next question is the duration of the MBBS same as that in India?
So it is different in different countries. For in China, my course is from 4.8 years plus 1 year of internship, which is compulsory. It is also different in different universities, because some universities, they say that internship is not compulsory. If you go to Philippines, you have to do an MD first. Sorry, not BSc first, and then you do an MD. So the MD is for 4 years, and the BSc before that is, some colleges is 1 year, and some colleges it is 1.5 years. So that's about Philippines. In Ukraine also, the duration is from 4.5 to 4.8 years. In Armenia and Georgia, it is 5 years. And in Russia also, it is 5 years.
All right.
So it is
Okay.
that is almost equal to the
That
time
in
that
India.
is required in India.
Yeah. Okay. So is the syllabus same?
For the syllabus also, it depends on each country and university. But yes, obviously, if you look at the syllabus throughout the 5 years, it is going to be similar, and you are going to study everything that is being taught in India as well. But the distribution of the syllabus is quite different. The subjects that we have is quite different. You might not have anatomy as your first year subject in most of the universities because they first believe that medical students also need to be taught maths, physics, chemistry, and all these things. So for foreign universities, especially in China, we were taught in my first year, I was taught Chinese also. This was like extra subjects that are not being taught in India. Chinese. I also had organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, medical physics. I think that's all. Those were the extra subjects that I had in my first year when I was studying. So you do obviously, if you're going to become a doctor, you have to study in the entire body. So you cannot say that the syllabus is different. It is going to be the same, but the teaching pattern is obviously different.
All right. So what do you feel about the quality of education there? Like, what is it like? Is it like India, or is like obviously better, or like how is it? How does it compare to that of in India?
So this is one thing that I believe every student know, that you have to study by yourself. May it be in
Yeah.
India or outside, whichever college you are studying, even if you're in Ames or you are outside
Yeah.
studying in university, you have to study by yourself. Medicine is something that I believe that each and every MBBS student have taught themselves itself. So
Exactly.
I'm not gonna say that it matches. I don't know the level of Ames or any government college in India because I've never been there. But from my high school experience, I can say that my professors are teaching really nicely, and we also have the same level of education and the quality of education. So there's not really much compromise in the quality of education. Yeah, sometimes
Okay.
you might feel that there is a language barrier between you and the
Hmm.
teacher, or especially in China, I felt that. And they have a very different accent from us. Even if they are speaking in English, they do have a very different accent from us, which is in starting quite difficult to understand, but then eventually you get used to it. And most of my professors in my university are quite old, so they've been teaching from like 12 years or 13 years. So it's quite nice. But at the end of the day, I still feel like those classes are just like, they're just a part of our curriculum. The study process
Yeah.
and learning
Is like,
process
yeah.
is
You have to do it
by
on your
many.
own.
Uh,
Okay. So, like a lot of people have been asking me this is like, is MBBS abroad valued? Like, I think this is something like most people think about before enrolling themselves or thinking about like what do you
yeah.
think about it?
So this is the biggest question actually even I had when I was going outside, that will I be valued when I come? So now that we have a new rule in India, that initially it was MCI and only foreign graduates had to clarify that exam. In from I think from this year or from the
Hmm.
next upcoming year, all the students have to give that exam. If you're studying in India, you still have to give it, and if you're a foreign graduate, then also you have to give it. So I feel like that exam will balance out everything, that phobia or anything that we had.
Hmm.
I mean, if it will be valued, because then we're at the same level to all the students who are doing MBBS in India itself. Because we all have to pass the same exam, we all have to score nice to get into a PG college, or just you have to score well to just get yourself a certificate which says that okay, now you can practice in India. And that's it's mostly like the screening test that happens in US, and I saw the pattern that they'll be following. I felt that it's like that only because it's like 18 hours of exams or something like that. So
Yeah.
yes, it is I also know a lot of people who graduated from Ukraine and are now doing their internship in Sabdarjung or some of the renowned hospitals in Delhi. So you should not think that way. If you're doing well enough, I think you can just do well anywhere.
Okay.
And after all, I think you're becoming a doctor, okay? You're supposed to focus on your studies. There's no no in that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like another question that I've got here is, after your MBBS, like, do you get to like work there? Like, do you get the opportunity to work there, or like you're inclining, like people like tend to incline more towards like coming back to their home country and then practicing? Like, what is it?
That's an individual choice, I guess. If you
So,
want
like
to
they
serve
give the
your nation
opportunities.
back.
Uh, like they give the opportunity to practice there. I mean, obviously you're graduating from their country, they should, I guess.
Yeah, they do. I'm gonna have my internship over there. If I would wish to work over there, I can work over there. It's going to be the same. Basically, you're trying to find a job. Either you applied it in India or you applied it outside.
So like it's like in India, like in some states, like obviously like after MBBS, like it's kind of mandatory to serve that state. So is there any kind of rule like that in like when you're doing abroad?
No, but the internships are sometimes like compulsory. Like I said, in my university, it is compulsory. Like I have to complete my 5 years of MBBS, and then I'll have a 1 year internship in China itself. So then, and also nobody works after MBBS. Everybody does PG and they only work after that. Plain MBBS, I don't think it's really valued anywhere in any part of the world.
No.
So you
Yeah,
have to
not
do your
anymore. Yeah.
you have to do your specialization. Even if it's in general medicine, you have to do your specialization, and after that only you will start working as a doctor. And even hospitals will only take in good doctors who have more certificates or more qualifications rather than just taking in plain MBBS. So it is your personal choice, and if you go to any university outside for your MBBS, you can go for like opt for other country for your PGs too. So that's not a restriction. If I want to do my PG in India, I would come back in India and do it here. If I want to do it in the US or Australia or Canada for that matter, I can go there and do it. I can also do it in China if I wish to do it. So that is your opinion. You go to the country if you like it. Sometimes you do end up really liking the country and the place, so you want to stay there for your future. So you can.
Yeah. Okay. So next is practical cheese is like how is the weather and the climate there?
So the place that I live in is really beautiful. I stay in Qingdao in China, which is a coastal area. It also has mountain. The weather is amazing throughout the year. It gets cold, obviously colder than India. And we have snowfall, I think, once or twice. And so I don't think weather will affect you that much anywhere you're choosing. If you choose Russia, it's going to be really cold. And
Yeah.
yeah. And if you're going to Georgia, for that matter, that place is covered in snow in winters. So I believe you will love the weather. You go anywhere in any country, you will love the weather. Just make sure that you check few things that I checked personally. Was one is precipitation, humidity, because I think that is something that affects a lot of us. If there's a lot of humidity, then we don't really like it. So it's better to check that out if you are looking for any problems. And if you do not like heat that much, then you should check out for that. So whatever you dislike, maybe you should check that and that part of weather if it's okay for you and if you can be there or not. These are some things you'll get on Google. You can just Google it and you like it. Or if you, I said that in like initially also said that it is better if you talk to somebody who's already studying in the university that you are applying. So then you can ask about everything, dormitories, weather, food, anything that, all the personal things that we would like to have. And
Okay,
also,
so
if you're studying
yeah,
MBBS abroad, I think it's the whole new exposure that you will get.
yeah,
So that is something I think everyone will love. Like everyone will like that.
yeah. It's like a whole new, like, independent life. You're like your first time, like, coming out of the nest, like away from your parents, and you're like exploring like everything. So that is really an experience that everybody should look forward to.
Yeah, and everyone should get that experience. I feel like,
Yeah,
and students are like scared because it's a different country,
different
you know,
country.
and
Yeah.
you'll be at a whole new place. Maybe people will not accept you or about racism and all that thing. But that did not really affect me a lot. There's not much racism where I stay. Not much. I would say not at all. And you will not. You will miss your parents. I will not say that you won't, but you will be so involved with the college and the new life that you will really like it.
Okay, so how is the food there? Like, how is the food there? Like, did you miss like everybody misses home food, but how was it for you?
For me, I was in China, so their food is really different from the rest of us. But I still love the food over there. The only thing like I just had less options to eat. That that's what I can say. I eat non-veg, so for me it wasn't much of an issue. But for the people who are vegetarian, it is a little bit issue in China because you don't really get much veg options over there. But now that the fast food restaurants are everywhere,
Mm,
you can go to Subway and all that and opt for veg options. So that's not going to be an issue. And some people do feel like they miss food back home, or they want to have Indian food or something like that. And mostly you can find Indian food everywhere. So there'll be a restaurant and you can
yeah.
just go there. Yeah. Nowadays I think it's everywhere. No, like I just switch on the light.
Uh, okay, so like you like the food there, right? New
Yeah.
options, new everything. And Indian food and Indians too are everywhere. So, like Indians are everywhere. They'll open a business everywhere.
Even in your university, you will find so many Indians with you as your, as your
Classmates.
classmates. So you'll not miss India much.
Yeah. So now, like coming to the real tough, heavy questions, like what is the tuition fees like, and what are the other kind of fees that are required, and like how much is it?
So tuition is obviously different in different countries. From what I have heard, Philippines right now is like they have the lowest tuition. And if you're somebody who's like who wants to study abroad, you can choose Philippines as your country. One, because they're an English-speaking country. Two, their course and their education pattern follows the pattern that is in the US. Like you have to do BSc first and then MD. So that
Mm,
would help if you want your future to be in the US or in the States, anywhere. Um, for my university, my tuition, right? See, you will like for me it's 30,000 RMB, which in INR is 3.5 approx, 3.5 lakh. And with the taxes and everything, I think it's going to be like that. Um, the entire cost that you would want to think in your mind, okay, this is how much you need before getting admission. In the first year, you would require something between 7 lakhs to 10 lakhs, depending on which college you apply to, because a lot of part of it is being taken by the counselors, and you would
counselor.
also, this includes everything like your fares, visa, your passport, and everything. Um, so I think 7 lakhs to 10 lakhs, something in between, it should be. obviously because it's been like I am a third year student, so for me also it's already been 3 years. So I won't say the fees of the college increases, but the fees of the counselor must have increased. So
Yeah.
yeah, that you can say. But this is how much you should, like, you should, this much you will require before admission anywhere for that
Hmm.
matter. And then yearly you will require, like, if you do not spend much and if you're on a budget and like for your own expenses, if you keep it to a limit, okay, this is how much I will spend each month, then you can actually cut out the additional, money and can complete your MBBS in a very budget friendly manner. But obviously, when we're going from here, everyone is really enthusiastic. But when you go there and then you see the life there, and you also want to enjoy or explore the place and
Hmm.
things like that. So I think yearly you will require around 6 lakhs or 7 lakhs, which includes your stay, your food, your going out expenses, plus your tuition.
Okay.
So it
Okay.
is way cheaper than Indian
Private
universities, private
colleges.
universities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, were you staying in a hostel?
Yeah, I used to live in my university's dormitory only because I feel like if you're in the dormitory, you get to experience that campus life as well, and you get to explore the campus life. And my university is quite huge because it is a university and they have a lot of different subjects going on and a lot of different courses going on in there. So it is very, very huge. And there are so many dormitories in my university. For international students, they have different dormitories. We have like I think 3 or 4 international dormitories in my university. And you can book your room in your dormitory like before going from here. So that way you have a room confirmed. Sometimes you go there and then there's no room available, then you might have to stay outside.
Okay. So like, what are the basic amenities provided in the hostel or in the dormitories? Like, what is it like?
So for my dormitory, they don't provide anything except for we have a common kitchen. They have inductions over there, and we can use that. Uh, each room is being shared by 2 people, and we have our private washroom also in like each room. And we don't have to pay for electricity extra. Like there is a certain unit that is defined to each room. So if you exceed that unit, then you might have to pay. But if you're under the limits, then you don't have to pay. For water and food, I have to pay by myself. So we have to buy water in China by ourselves. So we'll buy those 10 liter bigger, I don't know what they're called, with
हाँ,
the
like I
big.
get it. हाँ.
यहाँ पे बिस्लरी का मिलता है वो बड़ा वाला, हाँ, so we buy that. तो वो
Okay.
that is extra.
Okay, so now, how are the students there? How are your batchmates? Like, how is their like behavior? Are they friendly? How is it?
So everyone's friendly. There's nothing like that people will bully you or anything like that. You might have like somewhere some seniors can be messing around. That happens in India too. Seniors can mess around. When
Hmm.
I was in my freshman year, um, I did not face anything because I was a late admission, like I went late. But I've heard stories that seniors, and those were like Indian seniors,
Oh.
trying to tell Indian students to call them sir and ma'am. So that is very Indian behavior.
Yeah.
But like उसके अलावा I don't think कुछ ऐसा है. Everyone else is really friendly. In my batch, there are so many people studying. Some people are from Dubai, some people are from Pakistan, in fact, and we are really nice friends. Um, we have people from I don't even know so many countries. So and there's a lot of Indians. So obviously the Indians merge well, and so do the outside students.
All right. Now, Astha Sen asks how to find a boyfriend abroad.
I read that. Maybe
I was like,
Astha
I
needs to
read this
come.
question. I was like, ये question तो डालना पड़ेगा. I have to ask this question. How to find a boyfriend abroad?
तो आस्था को मेरे को बोलना पड़ेगा. See, I am still waiting for that thing to happen. ठीक है? So maybe I am well experienced in that particular course. I will give out one another to her. And if you do, then maybe you should, come to my university. If you're into Asians, like on my Instagram too, I just look into it if we missed out on anything.
Okay, sure.
Somebody said that which country is best to do MBBS. I already said that this is something that nobody can answer. But from my own research, I found that Georgia is really nice. Philippines is really nice. If you're not afraid of the language, then I would tell you to choose China. But if you are, then I would suggest you not to. Then there is how to go abroad like with loan and that too without collateral. I think this is something that you need to go and ask the bank because I don't think they give loans without collaterals. But there's one thing you can do that I did in my case was you can ask your relatives and all to help you for your first year because I think that is the highest. So because in that way you don't have to give interest back. If you go to a bank, you will require a collateral, and also there's high interest even if you take students loan. If you're taking out, if you're like you're getting help from your relatives or somebody, anybody in that matter, then you can just pay them back.
Interest, yeah,
you can pay them back. You don't have to give much. What do you say? Interest, yeah. You don't have to give much interest in it, yeah. And it's easier also, no? Less paperwork and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Another one was also about loans, how to get loans. You can go to if you're somebody who can if you have an account already in a government bank, then you should go out and ask how everything happens. You can go to 10 different branches, 10 different banks, and you can ask them what are what do they require for lending out loans and how much is the interest, what do you need in documents and everything. So should we read any comments, like if anybody has any query?
Can't find, like, someone has asked, is like doing from Bangladesh a good option? Someone asked right here. Like,
I am not sure about Bangladesh. I haven't heard. I have a classmate who's from Bangladesh. She's doing it in China. So I don't know how it is in Bangladesh, but I did speak. There was one more friend of mine. She was saying that she wants to go to Bangladesh. I told her that because that time I heard that Philippines is doing really nice. So I told her that you should opt for Philippines instead of Bangladesh. Just because the education system over there is better. That's my personal opinion.
all right. Like, say something in Chinese now. Like, now you can speak Mandarin, I guess.
It's so
Someone has asked in the comments as well. Okay, सिर्फ मेरा वो नहीं है, ठीक है? किसी ने लिखा
What
है
do I
Chinese में बात
say?
करूँगा.
I have a Chinese name, My Chinese name is Ishita. You can have the same because you're Ishita.
Say it again. Say it
So
again.
my Chinese name is Ishita.
Ishishir. Okay.
Yeah, Ishita. This was given to me by my Chinese teacher, which is supposedly a really nice name. A lot of Chinese people have told me that.
Oh. Okay,
So
say
you can
something, yeah, say something that I love doing. I love doing medicine. Like, say anything.
more. You can say, I'm so shy. Uh, 我爱学习 yin deng,
Yay!
which is you can say hello in like hello. Everyone knows, I guess it's ni hao.
Ni hao. Yeah.
And if you want to say that my name is something, then you can say 我叫. Like my name is Ishishu, so I can say 我叫 Ishishu.
Watch out,
You want,
sure.
yeah.
Okay.
And if you want to ask somebody's name, you can say 你叫什么名字? 名字 is like what's your name? So 你叫什么名字?
You learn pretty quickly. Like, you know how to write also now.
Yeah, I do a lot. But Chinese is really difficult. Like it's really difficult. Initially, I thought that okay, it's just a language and it's easy. It won't be that difficult, but it is. No wonder it is the hardest language to learn because you don't have alphabets. You just have characters. So for everything that I'm saying right now is you have a different character. Just imagine how many characters are there, and they're not easy to learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like a drawing. So you're
Yeah.
drawing one, and then you have to remember another.
Yeah, but still, yeah, like you did a pretty great job at like still learning a lot. Like मेरे से नहीं होता.
You do get to. But I can say that I'm in my third year, but I still haven't I still haven't learned till an extent where I can fluently have a conversation with somebody, but I can still speak. For my daily, course and everything, I can go out and buy fruits and vegetables. I know that much.
So like Ishita like loves to cook also, so बहुत cooking करती होगी, I guess.
My roommate is happy, I can say that. She didn't know how to cook. This is the very important thing. It's great that you brought it up. If you're going outside, maybe any country, and you love Indian food, better start learning it right now. You're going to miss it.
Yeah, it's like very important to know how to cook at least, I guess.
And Indian food.
So now we're coming to the end of it. Any tips that you would like to give to our all the people who are live right now?
If you're somebody who is planning to go outside, don't be afraid. If financially it's holding you back, I would say don't be afraid. God has planned everything for everyone, and you will find a way out. It's just that you need to go out there and you have to find it. Like you have to find your own way. You have to do that struggle of talking to 10 people, talking with different banks, talking to different counselors. So do that. Do your research nicely. If you have any queries, you still have any queries, you can always DM me and I'll be pleased to help you out. Because I felt that when I was trying to start my journey, I was lucky enough to find few people who did help me and told me the truth about the universities, because a lot of people lie also. A lot of people will just say, okay, I'm in this university, so it's the best university. I don't do that. Because I know what I thought when I was going for this thing by myself. So I don't want others to be, the counselor says, okay, this is amazing, the university is amazing, you'll get so many opportunities and everything like that. But when you go to the university, you realize, okay, there's not much here. So that is something I feel that you should be aware. Don't believe on anything that the counselor is saying. Believe on the things that the seniors of your university are saying. A best way to find out people from your university is Instagram. It is an amazing way to connect to people. So for me, I knew these are the universities I want to join in. I actually, if you go on Instagram and you search with that university name, you will find out people have posted pictures and tagged that location. So now you know that, okay, this person belongs to this university, and you can go in their DMs, you can ask if they would like to help you, and you can get your doubts cleared from them. So this is like an amazing way to connect to people if you do not have any existing contacts already.
Contacts. Okay. So like I guess like this covers it all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for like taking out time and like being on this live. Like really helpful to my followers. Like I've been getting this DM for like so long. I can't even begin to tell you. Like please like talk about MBBS. Now I can't talk about MBBS abroad because I am not doing MBBS from abroad. I was like, let's connect to the person with the same name.
It was great actually. I was also like, I never had a chance to help others out, so this is an amazing way to do so. And if anybody or even one person is being helped by this live, I think our purpose is successful.
Yeah, exactly. Chalo, thank you
Yeah,
so much.
having me.
Yeah. Okay, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
So guys, that's the end of live. I will see you around say next week with another live where I'll like talk to my followers and we'll talk about a lot of things.